Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to another edition of M vs. NPR. And you won't believe this, but NPR is actually called out the NPA for being a bunch of punks. So check this out, guys. Watch it. Gas music.
James Harden, one of the greatest players in basketball, has the greatest beard in sports, long, wiry, and full.
No homo.
Wouldn't be allowed to keep his beard in the Xinjiang region of China, where more than 1 million Chinese Uyghur Muslims have been imprisoned in re-education camps, and abnormal beards are outlawed as a sign of dissidence.
Abnormal beards, Harden. Abnormal beards. But let's let NPR inform you on what real oppression is.
It's not surprising that when Daryl Morey, the general manager of Mr. Harden's team, the Houston Rockets, tweeted an image with the words, "Fight for freedom, stand with Hong Kong," Chinese state television stopped broadcasting and streaming the Rockets games, and Chinese companies dropped their sponsorships. And it's not surprising NBA officials rushed to say they disagreed with the tweet. It's estimated that the NBA stands to make more than $500 million in China this year.
And there you go. Remember, like the SJWs and the liberals and the feminists will tell you, free speech has consequences. But that doesn't mean we should give it up. And if China doesn't want to watch basketball, fine, screw them. Who cares? Really, they'll come around to us. They really will.
James Harden, who's joined NBA stars in speaking out against police brutality and other urgent issues in America, apologized for Daryl Morey's tweet by saying, "You know, we love China. We love playing there. They show us the most important love."
Damn! Look, this is NPR. Liberal-ass NPR kicking James Harden in the balls. Pointing out, hey, you're totally cool with speaking out for Black lives. You're totally cool speaking out for imagined and made-up oppression, but literal, actual, official, undeniable oppression, violent oppression, torturous oppression that happens to the Chinese, oh no, you'll kiss their ass, right? Because you love money more than you love free speech. You love money more than you love liberty and freedom.
He may mean dollars and cents, or Tencent, a Chinese company that beams the NBA's games to some 500 million people. That vast following has made James Harden and other NBA greats not only famous in China, but even richer with endorsement contracts.
See, Chinese lives don't matter because China can cost you money. But Black lives do matter because America can't force people to stop spending their money on NBA products. America cannot and will not prevent United States citizens from going to basketball games or from seeing basketball games simply because a minority group speaks up and says, my feelings.
Most Americans buy products from China without much care about how Chinese companies can pay low wages for long hours and sometimes treacherous conditions. We know China is an authoritarian country that censors its citizens, jails dissidents, and suppresses free speech.
NPR is at least trying to be fair here by calling the rest of Americans out. But to be honest, many in Middle America have been shouting the Made in the USA thing for my entire life.
Presses free speech. But the league's apologies for Daryl Morey's free speech in support of Hong Kong's protesters, they have shown Americans just how much of our own free speech U.S. corporations are willing to surrender to keep doing business with China. NBA players have made public stands to support the Black Lives Matter movement and decry police brutality. 74% of the players in the NBA are African American. About 20% are from other countries. The league has stood up for players and coaches who criticize U.S. political figures, and NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has spoken proudly of what he calls their sense of an obligation, social responsibility, a desire to speak up.
So this demonstrates clearly that the NBA is a greedy, racist organization because clearly 74% of their players are African American. So they're like, oh, Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Chinese lives? No, they don't matter. Because there's not that many Chinese or Asian players in the NBA. And to be honest, since the Chinese government can ban people from watching NBA, and that'll cost the NBA money, and the American government can't do that, well, we'll pick on America, kick America in the balls, kneel during the anthem and all that crap. Which, hey, that's your free speech. You can do that. But the moment China just cuts off its citizens from the NBA, you roll over like a bunch of punks. Yeah, well, yeah, Black lives matter, but Chinese lives don't. So either you're a bunch of racists or you're a bunch of greedy cocksuckers.
Protesters in Hong Kong and jailed dissidents all over China might tell the National Basketball Association how speaking up has cost them a lot more than money.
Oh man, I can't believe it. Look, well, NBA, when NPR calls you out for being a punk, you're a punk. Harden, you're a punk. You're a money-grubbing, bearded-ass pussy. You're a punk, and you should shut up and go back to playing basketball. Guess what? If you like Chinese money, and you're willing to shut up for that, then shut up about Black Lives Matter, too. LeBron James, you're a big-ass punk, too. Oh, yeah, I'll say this to your face, too. Both of y'all, please, let me call you out for being just punks who roll over. Oh, yeah, you might lose some money. You might lose some Chinese money, yeah. Let me explain this to Americans in a way that maybe they could understand. So, here's the price of oil. I've been talking about oil for a bit, all the way up until now. Now, pretty much we've been settled at about $50 a barrel oil. Sure goes up and down here. And everyone loses their shit when it gets down below $20. But that rarely happens. That's not going to happen ever again. So don't expect it. This is about as good as we can expect. 38, 40, but expect $50+ barrel oil. Now, back over here, this huge price spike. I'm not sure what happened here. But this huge price spike right here is the oil crisis. Now imagine if Saudi Arabia said, look, we're going to keep choking off the supply of oil to you, America. We're going to keep just raping you in the ass with oil prices unless you require all your women to comply with the United States or Saudi Arabian law and wear the abaya. This is an abaya. All women in Saudi Arabia are required, by law, required to wear this. This is a niqab. This is optional, but a lot of women still choose to wear it. And this is a hijab. Look at Nike selling out. This is a hijab. This is also optional. But all women in Saudi Arabia are required to wear this. Now imagine if Saudi Arabia said, look, I know it's a free speech issue for you people over there, but we don't have to sell you oil. We don't have to sell it to you. Just like China doesn't have to buy NBA products, Saudi Arabia doesn't have to sell oil. What if they said, you know what, America, if you want us to sell you oil again, all your women will have to comply with Saudi Arabian law. Will have to give up their free speech. America would lose their minds. We would have gone off of oil immediately. If Saudi Arabia said, we're not selling you oil, we would have gone to Canada and shale. We would have invaded Venezuela. We would have done everything we could have to either get off our dependency of oil at the time or to drag the price down and make Saudi Arabia irrelevant. But that's essentially what China's doing. China's saying, look, your players, your predominantly black players, have to give up their free speech. Otherwise, we're not going to give them money. Saudi Arabia could have said, but they didn't because they know that's absurd. And that it would, if you make women the victim, it drives the world crazy. We're not going to sell you oil unless all your women give up their free speech and expression and cover up. And sure, yeah, you know, the niqab is optional and the hijab is optional, but they absolutely have to dress like this. They absolutely have to dress like this, or you don't get any more oil. That's essentially what these two punks have rolled over on. And I can't believe NPR called you out on it. I can't believe NPR called you out on it. Yo, bros, look, when NPR calls you out for being a punk, you're a punk. All right. Well, you guys have a nice day. And always remember to go your own way. Yours truly,